A person with an obese face. There is a mole on the face next to the chin. He's talking to the well-dressed man. Hold your breath. If you're a wanted criminal, you're on a bounty. Then you'll go to the big cities. Or hiding in small cities. Someone else has bad hair and wrinkled skin. On his cheeks dotted with age spots, said, I'm sure the big cities eat a lot of good food. Fat man on the face with a mole joking. They laughed happily together. The man with the dirty hair said it was you. This city has taken in animals. So the ability to love white-haired women here is very high. In short, the brainstorming is for you. Let's go into the city first. I can smell the food. Fat man with a mole on his chin. It is true that fat is often hungry. Two men get off the wagon. The guards are checking. He asked two people how they first came to Atlantic City. Is a business traveler or a job seeker? Two of them, a fat man, a skinny man, replied in unison. You are a tourist. The guards gave them the Book of the Atlantic. Turn around and say, Okay, this book has an introduction to Atlantic City. I wish you two a happy life. Thanks to the two men. Men with dark hair. In the notebook, the soldier gave show. He glanced at the guards. He thought the stomach. There's a lot of security here. If there is a conflict. A second later, he was dead. Two men just left. The guards were also suspicious. It's coming to winter, but also to travel to the Atlantic City. He handed a piece of paper to another soldier. Give this to the intelligence team. Those two are very suspicious. The man with dark hair opened the notebook. Guide to the Atlantic Ocean View. He read out loud. Guidebook to the Atlantic. The big market is ruined. Bank guard exchange office. 1 copper coin can be exchanged for 10 steel coins, etc. Taxes and trade restrictions and so on and so on. Anywhere in the world, big or small across the Atlantic City. Hold this city to real rules. You have to pay attention. He was reading without paying attention to his friend. Where have you been next to me since? He glanced as if he couldn't see. The fat man is not. At a dumpling shop. Big fat man named Hold are chewing dumplings in their mouths. He ate 2 or 3 pies in his mouth at a time and devour it. People like him eat as much as they eat together. As he ate, he said, It's delicious. I've never eaten anything so delicious before. It's called dumplings, boss. A little more. The bakery owner watched the fat man eat. It seems impatient. He's smiling with a twisted face. He's hesitant to say, You have eaten all the dumplings where we are. Money, the bakery owner hesitated. I see the boss seems nervous. The fat man said, I'm a bounty hunter. I don't want you to eat these dumplings. Already said, this fat man put his hand in his pocket and took out $3. There are different words on the face. He held the coins up to the baker. But it seems he's just standing there watching. Widen your steps on the road. Disney's Taurus is walking and laughing. Say, hey, hey. Today is my first day at work. I have to show it well. Weasel-tailed girl looked up at Disney. Look at what Disney is wearing on his shoulder. She asked, What's in your hand? The Taurus girl raised her stick and answered excitedly. Girl, did you say this? It seems to be Liu Feng's. It's called a baseball bat. I think you should borrow it too. She said she's not embarrassed. The guard next to me reminded me. It must be a thief. There was a noise coming from the crowd in front. The Taurus girl spoke up. What's going on over there? I don't know what really happened. The Taurus girl rolled up her sleeves in a hurry. He has a job. Girl, make the mink-tailed girl and the guard in the back. Have to chase. Waiting for you with all this money. Ra is the guy who runs the bakery. He's screaming desperately. When you can't get money from a fat man. Ate all the dumplings from his shop. The shopkeeper lay down on the floor, hugging the feet of the fat man. Just call. Up. The curious crowd stood looking around. I can't walk when I'm hugged. The fat man yelled at the bakery owner. Get out. Who said I didn't pay? Waiting for me to catch the monster. I pay as much as I want. Standing still, a loud scream. The Taurus girl carrying a baseball bat on her shoulder. I walked into the store in front of the fat man. Speak loud. You have the right to remain silent, but everything you say. It will be evidence in court. With a determined eye. Steel voice. Disney caught the attention of the two men. They stopped to see what was going on. They thought the guards would take them to the police. But Messi makes the viewer 7 hopes too. The Taurus girl suddenly turned to the mink-tailed girl. Asked the humming voice. How cool was the last move? The weasel-tailed girl praised. Disney is the coolest. The guard standing there just kept quiet. It's like catching a rare opportunity. The owner of the bakery suddenly screamed bitterly. Good luck, security guard. He said he was crying. You're just in time. You have to be my boss. There are old parents below with small children and grandparents. It was hard for me to open a bakery. Wake up early at night. It's hard, but someone comes to eat. My number suffers too. Hugging the feet of a fat man. The bakery owner moved over to hug the Disney guard's feet. She is now looking at the fat man. He said he didn't have to pay for the meal. The unchanging ceremony. If not, you will be punished. Was detained for 15 days. After hearing the date guard say, Big fat man, Kier, not just not paying, and he turned his face away and spoke in a puzzling voice. See, I've always been trying to get people to get money. This is the first time I've heard of a hunter. Like me. The Disney girl right now. Like socks that get gold for catching the big fat man, Kier. Cute girl. Oh, writing the law, but also breaking the law increased 1 level. Disney holding a baseball bat banging on his hand. That way I can beat people up. I told you, Lao Ra the Taurus. Raise your bat and chase the fat man. Big fat man voices challenge, haha. Dare to confront a bounty hunter like me. I said, he's got his hands up and he's got a defensive posture. Animals are healthier than you. No less than 100 have been defeated by me. Don't talk about just a kid like you. The Taurus girl has fiery eyes. Don't move your feet. The energy in the girl has to be restrained for a long time. I had a chance to use her today like crazy. Put all your energy into the shot. A baseball bat fell down. I want to hide the head of a fat man. He's lying on the ground right at the feet of the Taurus girl. Defeat your opponent in the blink of an eye. She was sorry for being so fast. Hi, that's too fast. I haven't even warmed up yet. Hot-haired man walking on the street. I heard the people who were there talking. Have you heard anything? Company captain of the guard. Caught a fat tree that ate shreds. Yeah, well, let's go over there and have a look. They invited each other to watch. I heard that. The man with the hair of a whore frowns, thinking. If it's gone, maybe it's a loaf. The man's hands were dragged under the floor. Around the closed crowd, just to watch the female guard catch a scum. The Taurus girl told the mink-tailed girl. The job of the police officer is very interesting. She agreed as the guard with her seemed to scowl. Maybe he just likes to move his hands and feet. The guard thought. Hoa shady hair man Shen wished through the crowd of people standing around. I saw a big fat friend. My name hold is still to be dragged around. He was stunned. It's not. Even though hold is not a master. But among the bounty hunters, it is also considered good. And he's lost in the hands of a girl who's a beast. My bounty hunter group has always been in charge of the punching section. I'm in charge of planning. If we get caught, what we have to deal with is lifetime career risk. He thought it was cold on his back. No hold later, he knows how to manage raw SAO. He holds his head in fear. Why this is my life? Striving for the big dream. That's how it ended when he sat down. This group's dream has died out. There's only a little bit of light. Suddenly he saw the picture of two rabbits walking together. The rabbit walked and jumped happily and asked her, Granny, where are we going today? Grandmother looked at the rabbit with a gentle smile. Today is my birthday. We went to the big market to buy ice cream cake. Yes, the picture of the two rabbit animals leading each other. It's beautiful for this shady man. He thought it was beautiful. This is the most common feeling. My life is filled with hope again. God is not perfect. He was walking and said he fell behind. It's not like a normal person. The rabbit girl saw that and asked her grandmother. Granny, that uncle was made. She just pulled the beast girl's hand and answered. He's mentally ill. In the eyes of a man with hair. The old woman turned into a goddess. He screamed out loud. The goddess is waiting for me. In the pizza shop. Suddenly, there was a loud laugh. Ha, that's funny. Lao Feng is sitting eating pizza. The cake is still on the plate. Like the wind is laughing. What is your boss? Nunla came closer to save the wind asked. Liu Feng was holding a piece of paper in his hand, smiling with a wink. He handed a piece of paper to Nicola and said ha 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 ha. I just got the news. We just got a bounty hunter ride to Atlantic City. You guess. One of them was caught by Disney for shitty money. And one of them fell in love with Magi. You should run after her. Ah ha ha. The IQ of these people is so high. And Nicola laughed together. During exile and Nicola were talking about bounty hunters. To the Atlantic City, a pretty girl sitting at a table nearby heard. She has platinum hair. Extremely beautiful face. She sat quietly for an hour and stood up and walked out of the room. He glanced at me with a suspicious look. In the capital city of the North Wind, the owner of the 7 fanciers is grabbing the fish. Put it in your mouth and take a sip of water. His eyes were always half open and half closed. He said to himself, "Eat a piece of dried fish, take a sip of milk tea and lie down in a soft chair. Enjoy the magical life. It's true that thanks to being an adventurer, it still looks that way." He's lying in his familiar red chair. Relax and enjoy the noble life away from Hoa. Suddenly, someone came running into the newspaper. "Become a master." He breathed and said, "Son, the second son of Count Pulitzer. Brother Baron U Code. Baron Adam, please." Just heard the news. The French have fallen. He jumped from his chair to the ground. I don't know if it was shock or fear. The living room door opened. There was a blond man standing there. Face out the window. There are 2 guards on both sides. "Oh, Baron Adam, the dragon comes to Tom's house." "No, I picked it up from a distance." The owner of the 7 Fofus muscle speaking guest heir. When he finished, he laughed. "Something with code. It seems that the northern wind has been guilty of paralysis. It's done. And now the mother's brother is coming. The North Vietnamese are also right to worry. I mean, he didn't come to settle the bill with me." Tapafusoki Cosmetic. Baron Adam turned to his face. Noble Maze Tuan T. With long, flowing blonde hair. That's right, Prince. Different from Code. Adam has romantic blue eyes that attract the opposite person, not cold and dead. The owner of the North Wind whispered. Looks like Baron Adam is more polite. Many code names. The Lord of the North invited Adam. Sitting at the tea table. On the table, the hot tea was smoking. He whispered to the butler. "Why the hell are you waiting for milk tea?" "These are my last 2 packages." The butler replied. "You didn't say. Take the best out waiting, or SAO." Baron Adam tasted a sip of milk tea. Delicious taste, exotic unrestrained curiosity. Adam asked, "What is this drink? It smells so sweet." The Lord of the North replied, "This is a new drink." Was a baron exiled to the Atlantic? At this point, he suddenly stopped and dropped the sentence. "Baron Adam, drink a lot if you like." "Ha-ha," he kept talking. Baron Adam placed his cup of milk tea on the table. He said slowly, "This time I came mainly to hear something. My father is old. Health is no longer the same as before. Always remember the child in the distance. So he specifically asked me to pick up my brother. But I heard about it half a month ago. After it comes out, I don't hear the news anymore." The Baron's skin. "Have you seen my hippie brother?" Baron Adam said. Eyes swirled deep into the city of Northern Feng. Despite the deliberate desire to extend the time, but Timofusky has to deal with this too. He thought to himself, we're finally talking about the main thing. Suddenly, the old man became the owner of the North Feng, beating the stand up in surprise. "What are you talking about? You can't see the Baron." Out of the mouth say that, but in his heart, he reassured himself. "That's right, I've never seen a Baron. I've only known the robber before." He put his hand on his chin, pretending to think. "I've always been busy fighting bandits. So don't pay much attention." And the big thief dared to kill. Where did he come from? What did he think? He stood up and said what he was going to say. "Here's the breaking news. It's not. The Baron has been captured by bandits." Baron Adam heard him speculate. Then your face changes. With his eyes wide open and his mouth stuttering, he meant my brother. He hesitated, waiting for an answer from Baron Tamafisaki. The old man in the north fluttered his hand. To be empathetic. Of course, I'm sure Baron Homer wasn't so unlucky. Or maybe something should stay somewhere. He really punched and rubbed. Adam heard him and stood up. Put your hands on your chest. Thank you. Goodbye. Anyway, thank the owner. If there was no news of the code, so I please goodbye. Already said, he and 2 guards turned and walked out of the room. The old man became the owner of the North Feng Tofu. The skin is in the heart. Threatened to leave? He is the son of the police. I don't know why now. It seems that he has too much contempt for the Uma brothers. Just walked out of the gate. Adam went back and asked his subordinates how they were doing. His voice spoke coldly, his eyes. Right now, it's not like when you first set foot in the north. And the cold, unwittingly sharp look. 2 subordinates dressed up to explore. He knelt in front of Adam. Report the owner. Half a month ago, there was indeed a robbery in the north. The time coincided with the disappearance of the Baron. They say. Adam closed his eyes, calmly analyzing. If the time is right, but if the bandits are a cyborg, then this runaway owner is not a rival. They say they beat the bandits, not the owner of the north. It's about saving the city of the Atlantic. One of the 2 men answered. Baron Adam blinked. Then he realized the problem and laughed. Ha ha ha. Ra is like that. Tell me about my father. He said the hippopotamus was killed by the owner of Atlantic City. Tell my father, quickly send an elite team of riders here. As quickly as possible. He ordered his followers. Face with a sinister smile. The blue-shirt rep said. The Baron, though, did not see the Baron. But I still don't know if I'm really dead. He honestly reported. Adam now reveals his fake face. He smirked. He grinds his teeth and releases every word, so his subordinates can hear him clearly. If we say it is dead, it is dead. Looks like he doesn't care about life. The death of my brother. What he wants. It's really just his ambition. Inside the fortress of the Atlantic, Fong is reading a book at his desk. Suddenly, the merchant rushed in and a man came in and he said, Report to the owner. Then ask the owner. Bulls speak up. In his hand is a box that is being opened, he said. This is what you need to find. Inside the box, these are neatly arranged branches of ginseng. Clean which branch is fat and fat. The wind is very happy to see it. Your eyes light up your mouth. This is really, really good. He held up a branch, held up his nose, and sniffed the sword. Bulls and the guy with them. It is difficult to see the action of the wind. I don't know why the owner is interested in these roots. That's right. In the heterosexual world, they don't know what this ginseng emperor is, and rare raw sao. There's only wind. In the new world, clearly the benefits that ginseng brings. How many rooms are there in total? There are 17 major branches and a few minor ones, but the staff didn't bring it in. If the owner wants, he can continue digging. All the mountains north of the Atlantic have. The distance is not very far. It only takes 2 days to get back. The soldier reported. Remember to keep this place a secret. Seal your mouth and seal it. Think about the rare branches of ginseng. It can be dug in the Atlantic. I'm very excited in my heart. You've got the calculations. There are many medicines in this world. The main ingredient is ginseng. Has a natural replenishment effect. Supplement billion toxic waste. Sedative brain tonic. Divide this new proportion of ginseng according to the correct dosage. It can not only be used to make life-saving drugs. The rest can be returned to Earth in exchange for more money. It's easier to swing your hands compared to the money taken away before. Aesthetically, he's really smart. After listening carefully to the owner, the soldier put his hand on his forehead and gave a clear signal to obey. Suddenly squeezed. From the bag, the soldier on his shoulder dropped something. When he saw that thing, he shouted, "Here's the panda." That's right. That's a fat panda. Round body like a cotton ball. Soft silky fur. It looks so cute. The soldier saw the bear fall. Hurry to explain. This is what I found on the way. His mother was attacked by wolves. It's all alone. I found it cute and brought it back. Let's become a pet owner. But if you don't like it, I'll take it. The soldier thought this animal was in exile. But suddenly, the opposite of the soldier's thinking. Save the wind uttered. It's so cute. And then he ran back and hugged the little panda. Put the bear close to the face. His eyes seemed very interested. I saw the little panda with her. Show the love of animals. The merchant and the soldier suddenly episode 2. I can't believe the owner is here. The owner likes it. Suddenly, there's a voice saying something so cute. A bunch of girls. The lady suddenly appeared, after listening to Liu Feng, cute panda. Eli and then Mina. Next is Nico. And finally Disney, looking at the head from behind the wall. The girls with round eyes listening. After seeing the panda, all 4 of the girls were excited. Whoa! The bear's gaze was filled with affectionate sparkles. Love. I think all 4 girls are so excited. In the heart of aesthetics. See the attraction of national treasures. Even people in the other world. I can't resist. Suddenly, 3 magical girls elide Disney. Mina and Lao went to the bear and said in unison, "This must be delicious." All 3 girls looked at the bear with covetous eyes. My mouth is flowing. Only Nicola was outside. Take care of the bear. Put the bear on the table. As fast as before, the bear was carried away in the blink of an eye. The soul cannot even be restored. You guys only know how to eat. You don't want to eat it too. Nicola lifted the bear to his arms. Just walk and enjoy smiling and twinkling eyes. Tell the wind. That's cute, boss. Can I take care of it? When I heard that, I breathed a sigh of relief. It seems that Nunla really likes it. Nico will take care of it. Nicola laughed happily. That's good, boss. Name it. Standing from a distance, Mina and Ellie looked at Nico. When I hugged the little bear, I suddenly felt an itch in my heart. The 2 girls also ran to get hugged. Our boss wants to hug him too. 2 girls jump into a fight. It scared the bear, and it leaned for an hour. When angry or afraid, his face still looks so cute. Hi. Upstairs in the city, 3 guards are crying in the sky waiting. The sun's shining down. All three of you have to raise your hand to cover the glare. Flapping from the sky, there appeared a white male pigeon, one leg tied to an envelope. This is how they use the carrier pigeon to exchange information remotely between the cities together. Woe come back and all but shout. The owner's pigeon is great. Before, a trip to the north takes at least a year. Day and time only. It will take a day to get the news. So it can be said, ever since the wind, there's such a magical way to exchange information remotely. It saves a lot of manpower and time. The soldier with one hand hugged the dove. He handed the letter to the guard next to him. The soldier happily replied, "Of course. Nothing happened to the owner. We can't do that." He said he just opened the letter. Then the smile on the soldier's lips died. Eyes in panic, he screams, "This is you. Watch out here. Don't run around. I told the owner." He panicked to the other two guards. Then he hurried away as if flying to meet his master, to where he was surprised. "What you're saying is the boss isn't here." "That's right," the boss said to go somewhere. "He told me to take care of Casa." Nicola hugs the little panda. He is holding the food branch of Casa. Just answered the guard. What to do? There is no owner. The Atlantic is in danger here. The guard said. He rubbed his head and walked away. I don't know what news he got. It seems so serious. Suddenly, the tortoise rushed in. When I saw the guard with an uneasy face, I asked, "What are the 5-year-olds afraid of?" The guard called father. He gave a letter to his father. The news from the north. The burdock opened the letter and read it out loud. "Your brother Baron Adam is here." The bull's face was tense, sweat dripping into drops of worried eyes. See out news from North Feng City really serious. That's why it makes you frown. Worried like that? Somewhere else, where there are high-rise buildings, modern architecture with shiny glass doors. This is a rental property. In a small room, the owner's outfit is hanging on the hook, neatly on the table. It's these boxes of ready-to-eat noodles stacked on top of each other. Put the bag on your shoulder, cap on. Jeans shirt become a normal youth. Go out in your heart, he said. Now it's time to deal with all this ginseng. It seems that Liu Feng has gone back to Earth. Carry bag. The ginseng was dug in the heterosexual world the day before. Go ahead with the plan. The sky is getting blue with Chang's bright sun, shining down on the busy tall buildings. At Baktao Street, it's the bewildering sound of an AI. In front of Baktao Street, line up in 2 long lines like a snake playing on the clouds, waiting for someone to call in. The name in the brown hat. He looks like Satoshi in Pokemon. The bewildered face is thrifty. He couldn't help but be surprised when Baktao Street is so crowded. No tiger is a pharmacy. A great reputation. From where, in front of him, appeared a man in blue. The doctor could not see his face clearly. He put his hands on his shirt and stood up to the wind. Here you go to the clinic. I was surprised to see him in blue. Hair doctor split to heads. The bearded mouth is Dr. Trong Kai, the owner of Baktao Street. If so, please line up. The look on Dr. Zhang's face, it's as cool as a gangster asking for debt. Standing next to people who don't know their faces, standing in line to see Dr. Zhang. His face was as fresh as gold. You're Dr. Zhang, right? I heard that you have collected ginseng. Natural. Save Feng. He pulled a box out of his briefcase. I don't know what's in it. Sometimes I think it's also a grenade for Dr. Zhang. Maybe Dr. Zhang Zi's face was hesitant. Thinking deeply. In front of the box that says, "You can buy it, but our requirements are very strict." Give the box to Dr. Zhang. With a face full of danger, like you're about to do something. On Dr. Zhang's trembling hands. It's a root like a radish. Sold in the market. Then out they use their magic like multi-level girls. Ice cream mix on top. Short rough ginseng roots, small deep contour to branches, ripe roots. My hand's trembling, when in your hand is a glowing ginseng bulb. Zhang's face was surprised. When you see a ginseng root like a salted radish. Maybe this is more than 155 years old. The doctor held the ginseng root with a panicked face. He was running and screaming for his old man. Dad, come and see. Probably sitting there too. I used to think the stingy old doctor's name. It looks like a kid. I ran and called my father. Behind the curtain with Zhang's scrawny face. It's a white-headed doctor. Has a long beard. A serious expression telling the doctor that. Don't call it that loud. I'm over 50 years old and I don't care. The 50-year-old doctor is done with his father. Dad, it's not. Dad, look. Zhang's father picked up the ginseng root. Look back and forth at this salt radish. He opened his eyes, like wanting to eat fresh, living the ginseng bulb in his hand. This is natural ginseng, over 200 years old. It's rare now. The doctor told his father to calm down. Dad, don't take a deep breath. Showing a scared face. Afraid that his father would suddenly have a heart attack. Stretched like a dead fish. Save the surprised face. I can't believe this is. 200 years later. He laughed as if he could think of gold. Before coming, there is a little comparison online. I thought about 175. I can't believe more than 200 years is amazing. Then, two father and son of a doctor carrying 200 years of sparkling ginseng. The weight is 352 grams. Dr. Zhang's father stroked his beard. Contemplation put up for auction of ginseng root. If you have a smooth body, like a radish, you say. According to the previous auction price. Then this ginseng root is about in DT3000500. Name save Feng, fresh face like Hoa. Take the opportunity not to think too much. The price of ginseng root is in DT3000500. With two father-son doctor immediately, and immediately, it doesn't matter. Let's say it's CND 3000500. Two father and son doctor. I don't know what else to say to the wind. Thinking that. It's such a rare thing to agree so quickly. There's nothing strange but these old faces. Is to be exiled with Dr. Trong's father and son. After negotiating the price of ginseng root, he took it from his bag. 3 more. He said, but I have 3 more. Please check it out. Make 2 fathers and children of Baktao Street Clinic. Open your mouth in surprise. I can't say a word but scream. Something unexpected that. The name of this wind. It's up to 3200-year-old ginseng bulbs. Once again to promote. Shouted loudly and calmly his father. Dad, take a deep breath. In front of the 2 doctors are 300 years old. Contained in 3 dazzling wooden boxes. Sparkling, it's like a daughter who's about to get married. Face in shock and bewilderment. I don't know what else to say, when 2 father and son doctor sub a ginseng root, crying in front of them. People's hands are tight. Look at the sparkling ginseng in front of you. It looks like a man has two hands. 3 times the same.